Some devils. First thing we got up today is a birthday girl shout out. So Joe Gethman sending this Patsky for a shout out. He said, "What's up, Justin? I was wondering if you give a birthday shout out to my wife Trish. Her birthday is the 26th." Yeah, so today, November 26th. Happy birthday to Trish. I assume Guthman. Joe sent this in. He sent a few questions and stuff like that. I didn't recognize his name, I think orders, etc. So, yeah, happy birthday, Trish, and put in the comments, Devils. About those B-Day shout-outs, give me plenty of notes. You know, it's funny, as Joe sent this in, I have exactly uploaded to the 25th. I was like, worked spot on. But 7 to 10 days notice is what I need minimum. Don't be pulling this 2 days before crap. I'm already got uploaded there, bras. Matt Barnes order question. It's like asking for a friend. What's your opinion of resellers? Like someone who would buy some crappy controversial black metal just to resell it because it will definitely sell out. Yeah, I mean, that question's kind of come up, multiple times within the company. I'm kind of in between. I think it's because in a sense I somewhat have done it in the past, but not like I've never just gone out and bought a bunch of records. I'm like, I think these are going to resell. What I would do, like for example, like the Desecration vinyls. They just came in yesterday, and we're shipping them all out today. The pre-orders, they came in a little late, and the picture list was limited to 100 copies. That's why I laugh when, granted, it was sold out, but it's finally people getting their heads out of their asses. Exploding Zombies first 100 picture is sold out too. But until me calling it out on the channel, if I even sent those up to the channel and didn't say anything, we would have sold 10, just so you know. That's not an ego, that's not a pat on the back, that's just what it is. But even that, it's just stupid. It's like, there's only 100 made. What are you doing? So me, back in the day, a lot of times for releases like that, I would buy 2, keep one for myself, and then down the road, either eBay it or trade it. It's kind of like, it was the way I looked at it, it's like paying for your habit. You know what I mean? Like, if a lot of guys that smoke weed or do drugs or whatever, they buy extras and they just sell to their friends because they're like, not making money, but it's paying for my habit, that type of deal. So I'm not going to lie, I have done that in the past. It's been several years since I have. I mean, I still actually technically have stuff in my closet that I have doubles of, store for a rainy day. But I've never gone out and just bought or trade for stuff that I think is just complete junk just for resale value. So I think it's kind of douchey when it's like somebody was, and I know people like this, no names mentioned, they are just buying records solely with the intent to resell them down the road. That's it. Like they weren't listening to them, they weren't collecting them, they're not into records, nothing, just resell them. And to me, it's no different than buying from some corporate label, Relapse or something like that, because at that point you're not a fan. And also too, I just see an idiot, because it's like, and the people that I know, again, no names mentioned, we're spending hundreds and literally thousands of dollars buying records. It's like, dude, you're an idiot with your money. Like, because that's no guarantee. Some shit's going to resell, some's not. Like, you can invest that money. You have extra money to invest, because that's what you're doing, is you're investing it. You're buying some records because you think they're going to go up in value. You're better off just buying gold or some type of stock. Like, get a good stock tip that is cheap, and like almost a stock like Tesla or something that it's 100% guaranteed. Whatever the hell it's at today, it's basically guaranteed 5 years from now it's going to be worth more. There's no doubt about it. So you're just an idiot if you don't know that. Bitcoin. There's one. Buy Bitcoin, dude. If you're going to buy $5,000 in records or whatever with the intent to resell, and because you have to wait, here's the hilarious part: for them to go up in value and shit, you have to wait 5 to 10 years. So I know, because I've done it myself. Like I said, kind of like, just like I said, I had to buy a dub of something I was keeping myself. I would never try to resell it 5 years earlier. Always was minimum 5 to 10 years. So if you're just doing that with the soul, just buy some Bitcoin net today. If you're set up 5 years, it will be higher, significantly higher. So it's like you're just an idiot that doesn't like. You're doing a side hustle, but you're just a moron about your side hustle. So that's kind of my take on it. You're in the middle. Andreas Wade, yo dog, order question. Would you rather be on a long car drive, or worse, a Zoom call with a young pup who would have went to that show in 2016, but mom wouldn't let me go because I was too young and knows everything? I'm not even sure who's that? Everything, or with a geezer who stopped at Dark Angel and doesn't get growling or blast beats, or even worse, a guy like me who Listens to good shit, but might slip on some questionable things you do a double take to. Hope you like Rat, homeboy. I don't. I wouldn't hang out with any of them, but I mean, probably the older person, because the older people I tend to get along with better always. People just more mature, because I figure we talk about adult topics, not what kind of toppings they like on their pizza and what kind of music they like, because I don't give a shit. As opposed to the kiddo, he's gonna bring no game to me whatsoever. At least the older guy, I would like to think he's successful and has some type of game that maybe I can listen to or learn something from. The child, I'm going to learn nothing from, and I could care less what kind of music he likes. So the older guy, always is who I would go with, just in any scenario. Yeah, the kids of today I can't stand. I don't like being around children. Not a fan, especially the children of today. Hunter Halverson, question for J-Dog. What are the odds of Hell's working with Scattered Remnants to do Inherit Perversion on a 12-inch vinyl with OB and poster? 0. To be honest with you, I'm not a Scattered Remnants guy. One ear out the other. Now, granted, I heard them later. I was late to the game on them. Maybe if I heard them in my teenage years, I would have differed my opinion, but I even listen to them, I was like, yeah, nothing there. That's why, if you check out my Scattered Remnants interview on the channel, that's why Paul Gorfield sat in and asked the questions, because he asked, yeah, dude, I love these guys, and they're friends. He's like, you interview them. I was like, dude, I got nothing to ask him. I was like, I know nothing about them. I was like, I know it's that brutal death metal. All the guys look like complete wiggers to me. They don't look. It's pretty safe to say not one of them listens to goddamn Running Wild, which is whatever. That's not a big deal. It's just, to me, that's not changing leather, brah. That's all I got to say. So, and chances are we don't like a lot of similar music other than a few brutal bands here and there. And I know nothing about them, don't know any of their names. I didn't grow up on them. I wasn't a fan. I was like, I'm not against them. I have nothing against the band. And it could be cool for the channel, advertisement for them, viewers for me, win. I was like, but dude, literally, I don't know what to ask. I have nothing to ask. I was like, if you want to sit in on it, I kind of just hold the microphone and you do the talking. Yeah, that's cool. That's why it's like that. It's like, I'm not against having it on my channel. I'm at this show bored out of my mind. I don't remember who else played that night. But most shows, I'm always bored, just sitting there with my dick in my hand. So I like to do things productive, aka videos for the channel. That way I feel like I didn't completely waste my evening. I got something done. So I'm all for that. But it's like, in instances like that, you either have to give me when people ask, can you interview so-and-so? Again, you set it up or put me in contact with them. Not, hey, here's their email. I'm not typing up the email. You tell them to email me. That way I know they will reply and they're interested. And, set up, you the person, Joe the Burger Flipper. I want you to interview whoever, whatever band you care about that I don't. Set it up, put them in contact with me. Cool, they'll do it at a show that I'm already going to. I'm not going to make a special trip for a band I don't care about. And then also, then Joe the Burger Flipper, when they agree the date and time of location I was already going to be at, send me 10 to 20 questions that you want to ask. I'm just going to copy and paste them, print them off, bring them. I'm not against doing that, unless it's some completely deplorable bullshit that's just embarrassing for me to interview. So yeah, no, I've known Scattered Remnants, and I know Easy E and Sea Dog, especially Sea Dog. You guys think I'm bad with the baggy jeans, the shorts, the jerseys, the ball caps? He doesn't like any of that. He thinks all that shit's gay as fuck. His opinion on that, his stance on all that and all that brutal wigger death metal, his stance on it is a million times mine is. What you think mine is harsh and extreme, his is a million times. And then Easy's probably like Scattered Who. He's it's some bullshit I don't care about. So no, I would say there's pretty much zero chance of us doing it. Destined to Fall would also be outstanding in my opinion. In my opinion, Inherit Perversion is a 10 out of 10 death metal EP. Quick second question. Thoughts on Vital Remains? Watch my back catalog, brah. I love everything they put out, especially the Glenn Benton work. Thank you for everything. Back catalog says, Dechristianize is their best album, then Forever Underground, then Icons of Evil, the rest, Snooze City. Conrad Draper, order question. Dead by Dog order question. Say, what's the worst / most gross thing you've ever seen at a show? In a good way, though, I would say the good old days of Exhumed. Bud Burke forcing himself to vomit on stage. That was gross, but awesome in a good way. Fit the goddamn bill. Back when bands would go on stage, not all of them, but the ones that they knew put on a freaking show, and Exhumed knew put on a show, and Pale was in the same category back when you saw them paled in the early 2000s. When I say early 2000s, I'm talking literally 2000, 2001, 2002, the extreme early 2000s, before 40% of you watching were even alive. Bands like that, they put on a show, man. You went there, you saw a fucking show, whether there was 10 people in the crowd or 100. Not just standing there bobbing their heads, fucking nonsense. It's like, I can see any band do that. So yeah, Exhumed. It was a show. So probably that. It's like not the worst, but I was just at a show and the band threw a bunch of expired sardines into the crowd, and that area of that venue smelled for the rest of the night. Yeah, I mean, the worst that I heard similar to that I wasn't there, is at a Finland show when Nunslaughter played with the band Sluggathor. If you guys don't know Sluggathor, this is, I don't know, probably 2007, 8, 9, somewhere in there, whenever Nunslaughter went with Finland. It was back when Craig was in the band, our brother Craig Reaper, when he played bass for Nunslaughter, because he was the one that told me the story. When Sluggathor played, the singer, I guess, dumped fucking rotting reindeer blood all over him, and I guess on the stage too. And Craig said it smelled so fucking bad. He's like, I'm not even exaggerating. Every single person up front backed up. The entire, you just saw them all back up like 20 feet. He's like, it was unbearable. Fucking like hit you in the fucking face, the stench. That's some fucking rotten death right there. That's some death metal right there. That's your slowly rot right there. Take fucking notes. Fucking goddamn hillbilly ass goddamn moonshine drinking wiggers obituary. You know, they ain't got no slowly rot on stage. That's DM right there, brah. Lauren Harley. Finally some goddamn bun around here asking questions. Hey, J-Dog, order a question. If you were to put down rules about parenting, what would those be? Also, thank you for reminding me about the Desecration LPs. I mean, technically, I'm not the best person to ask on that because I don't really have experience with that. And I don't really like to go into my personal life because it's none of anybody's fucking business. But obviously, the people, the weirdos that like to know every little thing about me, including by my wiener size. Yes, I have a stepson, but it's not really a stepson type of way. The way I've always looked at it is the way it is, because he's really close with his dad, and he goes to his dad's a lot, and I barely ever see him. I probably see him 3 hours a week, just so you know. Again, because he's a teenager too, so between him hanging out with friends and shit like that, and me being here at the gym, and then I'm at home, and like he's already out the door first thing in the morning for school and shit like that, I barely see him. So there's not this like parenting relationship. It was always like, I was like, the way I've always seen it and the way the relationship's always been is I'm a much, much older step brother. That's the way I've seen it. Obviously on paper and legally, yes, stepdad. So, but I was never doing major parenting and stuff. His mom and dad always did that and just never really had any problems. So it just kind of worked. So I don't think I ever, to be honest, I don't think I've stepped in, not even think. I know I haven't stepped in once. Really haven't had that role. So having said that, I haven't played that. But what I do know and what I see in my personal opinion, if I was in a parenting role, I had my own kids, what I think is, and I don't remember who said this. I don't think it was my parents that said it, but I know I am repeating somebody that I've heard years and years ago, and I agree with this full-heartedly. You're not their friend. I definitely do not believe in beating the shit out of kids or nothing like that, but in a sense, they should fear you. Meaning, if they step out of line, they should know there's harsh goddamn consequences. I'm not talking being fucking lashes or anything like that. Like, it's funny because, like, if you watch, like, certain stuff from back in the 50s and stuff, it was excessive where the dads would, like, beat the crap out of them. I was like, dude, there's an in-between where nowadays you're not even allowed to touch them. There's an in-between. Like, there's always, do you ever hear the middle? The middle is probably always the right spot. Because if you're just their buddy, they're going to walk all over you. They are, at the best case scenario, here's the two scenarios. If they have no fear of you whatsoever, that means there's no consequences. Here's two scenarios that they're guaranteed they're going to turn out to be. They're going to be either a complete fuck up that goes to jail for, it could be misdemeanors, it's just little things, DUIs, dumb shits, but a complete fuck up, or they're going to be just unsuccessful. You know, working a Applebee's type of job, some type of just bullshit job, living paycheck to paycheck, just no discipline, just whatever. They go to their Applebee's job, making their $16, $17 an hour, whatever they make, come home and play video games, living check to check, When the tires on their car go out, they're stressed. Oh, fuck, I got to put it on the credit card. That dumb shit. That's the type of individual you are raising. If you are not raising them with fear and fucking discipline, if they don't realize, and I'm not saying fear like they should be shaking their goddamn booties fucking and sweating in their fucking bed, but no, but they should know if they fuck up, they should be shitting bricks. I mean, my brothers knew, because you knew, like, you were in trouble if you fucking fucked up. And none of us really fucked off because it didn't take too much to know that there was going to be goddamn consequences. So that's my biggest rule of thumb. If you're their buddy, and there's no, that's horseshit. And honestly, that's what most of it is, because it's children raising children. If you're under the age of 30, you're a child in my book. You're not ready to have a kid. People, well, what about your parents and this and that, dude? It's not even in my opinion. It's a fact. A 24-year-old 50 years ago was significantly different than the mentality, the work ethic, and the mindset of a fucking 24-year-old today. 24-year-olds of today are complete fucking children that don't know their fucking ass from a hole in the ground. They just don't. 24-year-olds back in the day, shit, they were going off to war. They had a full-time, hard laborer's job at age 18. The women were women, they took care of the house, they raised the kids, they ran a fucking tight ship, they slapped those kids in the mouth and they got a line. They had a hot fucking dinner on table for dad. He just got done slaving 16 hours a day. They were actually working back then. They actually had a mindset. They weren't sitting around playing dumbass video games and all this smoking weed. We had a few cold ones for that hard day that wasn't hard for me. All that shit. No. I mean, granted, there was losers back then, too. I'm not saying there was none. But in general, the general 24-year-old back, let's say the 70s down, was a fucking an adult. Nowadays, it's not. It's a fucking child. If you're 24, you're a child. And here's a litmus test. Here's the litmus test. Every one of you would agree. Well, not the kids that are 15. 15, you're a child. Full-blown child. Every 18-year-old bubba, yeah, that's a child. Just like, for example, the fucking kid who gave me his life history, I forget his goddamn name, the Punisher, the Zoom. I sort of stood up from the comments. I think that his girl he was hitting on, who was underage. You're all fucking underage. Jesus fuck. She said, yeah, all the comments said, I'm the girl he's talking about. Yeah, he's hitting on an underage girl. Of course, she didn't respond back to me, but from what I remember him saying, how old are you? Aren't you 16? I think that's what he said. So I responded to her. He's 19. 16 and 19 is the same fucking shit. That's a 3-year difference. Now, here's what you're going to say, because you're brainwashed mind. That's not the same thing, dog. One's a legal adult, one's not. No. Those were rules made up by a suit and tie fucking corporate political asshole that you're just taking his word for it. Why do I say it's the same thing? Just like a 24-year-old's practically the goddamn same thing in most cases. Here's how you know. 24, this kid 19 talking to 16-year-old, that's not underage. That's inappropriate. A 40-year-old, me talking to a 16-year-old, that's inappropriate. A 19-year-old, no. Here's what you all have in common. Why I consider you all children. You're all still living with mommy, and mommy pays the bills. And here, a lot of it, you don't even have a job. Hell, Punisher in the Zoom, he said that. He's not working. I guarantee the 16-year-old girl, she's not working. Neither one of you has jobs. You both live with mommy, and mommy pays the bills. How are you an adult? How is one adult and one's not? Please tell me, what's the difference? Other than a numerical number, which is only by 3 digits. Neither one of you is an adult. You're both children. Little fucking children. That's what you are. And a 24-year-old who maybe has a job, I expect you to have a job at 16 too. This guy's been working since age 13 personally, but I'll give a pass. I got a little lucky, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'll give you a pass. I'll give you up to 15. That's me being generous. It was 14 a few years ago. Dog's softening up in his old age. I'll give you to 15. If you're 15 and older and you don't have a job, I have absolutely no respect for you. I don't. Don't even bother coming up to talk to me. I mean, I'll still be nice. I'm not going to spit in your face or knock your fronts out. But I don't respect you as a person. I don't respect you as a man. I don't think you're a man. Because working today and making the bacon, bringing the bread home, that is the equivalent of rewinding back to goddamn medieval times, Braveheart days, fucking Willow days, Mad Mardigan days. It's the equivalence of going out to battle and fighting, defending your family, defending your woman, taking care of them, right? Because there wasn't like money and shit like that, exchange. I think it was barter and trade or whatever the fuck it was back then. Maybe they're throwing coins at each other. Whatever the fuck. You know, to get the goddamn point. Working your ass off and taking care of, you know, the ones at home, that's the equivalent of going out to battle hundreds of years ago, medieval times. You're the man. That's what you're supposed to fucking do. Get that sword and shield out. So if you're not doing that, not working, I just see a fucking little child-ass bitch. That's what I see. They ain't a man, because that's what defines a man, in my goddamn opinion. That's what it does. Maybe your opinion differs, your definition differs. That's fine. I don't give a shit. You're on my channel watching me, hence I'm going to give my goddamn, what I consider a goddamn man, and that's what I consider a goddamn man. So you're 24 years old, and you're working at Applebee's. Meanwhile, probably not even 40 hours a week. I work 32 hours a week. Holy fuck, do I just want to curb stomp your ass. Lazy as fuck. Dude, back early 20s, dog. Age 18 to age, let's say, before I started Hells at 22. I started Hells at full time at age 22, where I just quit the job, day jobs, everything. Haven't worked a day job since. So started Hells when I was 16, so 6 years in. I was full time with it to help grow the company. C-Dog quit his job first. We did one by one, not the three of us. Play it safe. So say age 18, graduate high school to age 22. Those 4 years for sure. I'm not even going to count Hells. Fuck Hells. I'm not even counting that. That was side hustle back then. I can confidently say 60 hours was normal. That was a normal week, brah. Normal. 40. Who the fuck does 40? And keep in mind, that 60, that wasn't at some office job. That was on your feet grinding. Who don't do that? Who don't do that? So you're 24 and you're working 32, 35 hours a week? To me, brah, I'm just warming up. What are you talking about? Holy fuckski. What do you got, fucking sore thumbs from the video games? You tuckered out? You got couch sores? Like, what the fuck you doing, homie? That's a fucking bitch. A fucking pansy-ass tampon-wearing bitch. So, I don't know, where the hell that what was it? I haven't answered the goddamn question? Oh, yeah, about parenting. Yeah, that's it. They should fucking fear you, goddammits. Want your question answered? Those are all order questions. If you submit a Hell's order, you can put it in there. Those are not guaranteed. I skip over some if either A, I accidentally overlook it, or B, I got nothing to say about it. Hey, dog, what do you think about Pig Shoveler? Never heard of Pig Shoveler. Don't need to say anything about them. So those aren't guaranteed, but if you want guaranteed, email in the description box. It's $10. Send it to that PayPal, and then email me your question. You can ask me whatever the hell you want. Preferably nothing stupid, but stupid questions are welcome too. A paid ski's a paid ski. It gets read off regardless. And if you want your own personalized Zoom, talk about whatever you want. Talk about your sword and shield activity, what your mentality is, and how you raise your little rugrats, or how you don't, or what your opinions is. Talk about that too if you want. You may get roasted in the comments, but so be prepared for that. Any Zoom, just know there is the potential you might get lit up. It depends on what you say. So just be prepared for that. But if you want it and advertise your game, your band, whatever, in the description box, how to do it, Bubbles. Get them in later.